Today we're going to be talking about how I store and protect and organize my collection. Let's discuss.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Okay, so let's talk about how I protect and store and, organize my collection. Let's start with protecting it. So when I open cards, I immediately use a sleeve. Hold on. Just regular penny sleeves, BCW, Ultra Pro. These are the brands to use. I don't like perfect fits. It's hard to get them in sometimes, hard to get them out. That's just asking for messing with edges, and I don't like that it rubs on the card too much. Perfect fits, some people like to triple sleeve their cards. I don't like that. Single sleeves, top loaders, okay? Then I take my top loaders, I put them into something like this. This freaking box, check it out. Okay. So there you see the top loaders and whatnot. You can put that's a premium deck series slivers in there. So, you can do something like that. There's plenty of cases online at this point for top loaders. I got this years ago when there weren't that many options. Now you have things like this. Top loader binders. Yes, they're a little bit big and cumbersome, but for your nicer pieces, I like to have my Arabian Nights right up there in the front. And it's just a side load. So, they don't slip out the top or the bottom. It's a good solution. It's not a perfect solution. I'm sorry, I'm looking at what I'm showing over here, but it's a good solution. It's not a perfect solution. So that's what I do with my better cards, into a sleeve, into a top loader, binder, or storage case. It's a good way to just take out entropy out of the equation when you're talking about your better cards. You don't want anything to get to them. Like if you put them in one of these, you hear they move around, and that's getting it to it. But honestly, that's the next thing that I use is long boxes. They don't move around much. You're not going to really damage your card. They're still sellable as near mint. However, if you put them in here long enough and it's moving around, that's not going to be gradable. What I like to do is when I have cards and it's not full, I slide them to one side, okay? Or I put them in carefully until they're on one side. Then I take like a wad of craft paper and I put it in the end so they're held in there tightly and they're not really moving around. Okay, so long boxes are another good storage solution. Now, I like to use BCW 660 count boxes because you can stack them 3 one way and then 3 another way, and it makes a nice size that fits on these wire racks that I use, and it doesn't move around a lot. And when you label on the white boxes, make sure you do 3 sides, okay? So that when you're storing them, you can always see what's in there. Now, there are more expensive options like this here, officially licensed, all types of cool art, Magic the Gathering, long box. Those are cool and all, but they're expensive. They're hard to keep in good shape, and they're kind of cumbersome. They're more of a collector piece than an option for storing cards. As far as near mint sets, make sure if you're going to put them into a binder to display them, make sure it's a D-ring binder. You see that right there? I like the official ones that I can do this, right? I use Dragon Shield pages, okay? I have these inserts that came with the binders, but they're hard to find. So I just use Dragon Shield pages in here. The cards are in sleeves, and then in the Dragon Shield pages. that's how I use a binder. I just feel like those are very nice pages, and having a sleeve and a side loading page with that nice felt back, it's pretty well protected. I love those set binders, clearly. Now let's talk about organization. When you have a bunch of cards in a box, you don't want it to just be loose and random. Like, I just went through months of organizing, and let me tell you, it'll freaking make your head spin. It's a lot going on there, okay? And those months of organizing, I mean, I've been doing this beforehand. What you have to do, I just let collections pile up to the point where it was just an overwhelming amount of cards that were unorganized and needed to be organized. How I like to have my boxes is one set, right? And inside there, I'll have it divided up by rarity. Then I'll have it divided up by color, and you know, that's all you really need, right? Like, some people like to have all their cards organized by color and alphabetically in there. And while that may be good for some purposes, I've found that for my purposes, organizing them by set, then rarity, then color, really helps me zero in on cards. Like, if you know what it helps me with is online, not just buy listing, but looking for cards, because a lot of the search features, the narrowing down features that you use on, like, I'm going to use the Card Kingdom buy list, for example, but it's not necessarily the buy list. The regular search works like this too. So when you're looking for a card, you can type it in and say counterspell. You get a million results. But if you know you're looking for the Tempest counterspell, you can narrow it down by Tempest and then type in counterspell, and you'll get it a lot quicker that way. And that's how I have it organized. Yeah, I mean, it's not that complicated, guys. If you want to know any brands of the stuff that I use, I usually use Ultra Pro, BCW, one of these really known names. You don't want to F around. I've had, I don't even want to talk about it, how bad it is. I've had a couple of times, like, low grade top loaders where people skimp out and they end up damaging my card. And this is not a one-off. Okay, so just look at your top loaders beforehand too. Don't skimp out on that type of stuff. There's other places to skimp out. Just don't skimp out on the first layer of protection for your cards. Anyway, we're going to leave it there today. Remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions about this stuff, send me an email or put it below. Take care. Have a lovely day, everyone. I'll catch you soon. Remember, we have Patreon. We have repacks. We have all types of crazy things. Take care, guys. Peace.
Man. Game over, man. Game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
Thank you.